Hey guys, what's going on? I got to campus a little early, so I thought I'd just walk around and talk to you about weeks 3, 4, and 5, because that's actually where I am now. I know I just recently posted week 2, but week 5, we're a little behind because we had off for the holiday, Labor Day. We've essentially started up on JavaScript. That's when you get to try and solve problems and actually build things, you know, and have the computer do the things that you want to do. And there's a bunch of stuff set up out here right now. I don't know if there's a bunch of tents. I don't know what was going on. It's over now, but I'm just going to go use one of these tables here and set my stuff down and talk to you. I've done a little bit of JavaScript in the past. And very little. Like I understand the syntax. I know what I'm supposed to do with JavaScript, but I've never actually built anything until the class. And we had to do a Hangman project, build the Hangman game, and it was frustrating. It wasn't super challenging, except that I got stuck on one part of the logic where I had to switch out dashes for the letters that the player chose. And it just took me, I don't know why, but it just took me so long to figure out how to do it. And I was going to Stack Overflow and all these different websites trying to figure out how to do it. And I finally got it. And I think that's why I like programming so much, because I love to solve problems and I love immediate gratification. I don't like to wait for things. So, you know, the second you solve it, it does what it's supposed to do, and I really like that. I was able to finish it, and actually the Hangman game was one of 2 options that we had, and it was the harder option, so that's the one that I went for. I kind of wanted to challenge myself a little bit, and I got it done. So now we have another project that we're doing. It's the jQuery project. It seems a little more challenging, but not a whole lot more. It's really more practice on just using jQuery, so I'm gonna work on that and get that knocked out. But up ahead we have APIs coming up. But my point is, from here on out, I think it's gonna get a lot of fun and frustrating. You really have to deal well with not knowing what you're doing, because a lot of the time when you're programming, you don't know what you're doing. Anybody that has done any programming will tell you that to be a good programmer, you have to be really, really good at Google. Google is everything in programming, because no matter what you're trying to solve, somebody has probably already done it and put the answer on Stack Overflow. So going to pages like that, or just anywhere on Google, and finding the answer is the best way to do stuff when it comes to programming. You know, I mean, why try and solve a problem that's already been solved? Just find what the answer is, and then change whatever you need to change to make it solve your specific problem. I totally lost my train of thought, and I don't know how I got into that, but yeah, Googling is how you really develop. I completely lost my train of thought, and I have no idea what I was talking about anymore. You have to be willing. You have to be willing to, when you're programming, be willing to be lost, especially when you're learning to program. Understand that you are going to be confused. Learning to program, they call it a computer language because you are learning another language. If you were going to take any language, let's just say Japanese, and you've never spoken Japanese, in a couple of weeks, you can't be mad at yourself if you just feel completely lost every time you're introduced to something. But you do make a little bit of progress, and other people see the progress, not you. So when you go to somebody that has not taken 4 or 5 weeks of Japanese, you can say a couple of things, and that's impressive to them. But to you, it feels like you're just not making any progress at all. And that's how it is in programming. You don't really see the good that you're doing, the progress that you're making, because it's hard to see it when you're like super frustrated and you just feel like you don't know what the heck you're doing, because a lot of times you don't. But you know how to get the answer, and when you find the answer, you know you can understand what you're looking at, and then you can apply it. And that's where, that's where programming is, takes place. I'll probably go ahead and end it right here. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button. Like I said, now we're in week 5. We're into jQuery, so go ahead and Google jQuery. When I get some more battery, I will show you guys my assignment that I did. So here is the crystal collector game. When you come in, when you first get to the game, a random number is generated, and each one of these crystals has a hidden value. So that one apparently was 3, and then that one was 8. I forgot already what that one was, and then that one. So the point is to try and keep that number in your head until you match this number. And if you match it, then you get a win, and if you don't, then you get a loss. And it says I lost, so now I had 1. And then when it resets, each crystal has a different value. And apparently I lost again, so that's 2 losses. Let me see if I can actually get a win then. 3. Okay, 34. 55. What? Okay, I lost again. Let me show you a little bit of the code. The HTML for the game, just kind of the instructions right there. These instructions how to play are hidden right here on how to play. This drop down comes down. And then I have my crystal images right here, and on the left side is my JavaScript. I created a bunch of variables up here, and then I have 4 random number generators in a function that I created, and then here is another random generator to create the number that has to be guessed or reached. And then down here, this was actually something that I was kind of proud of myself, was because I had a lot of this. I had 4 of these blocks of code when I started, and I knew that I could shrink it down. So what I did was I ended up adding some parameters to this function, one being crystal name and one being crystal number, and then I just added them in here, and then I just called 4 different function calls down here at the bottom instead of having this 4 times. So that is that, and then the result is this game. You can always go see it also on GitHub, and I'll post a link to my GitHub account in the description. That is it for now, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.